Hey guys, welcome to the Target Search Page Location Flexible Bidding Strategy Overview. And we're going to be talking about just that. We're going to be reviewing what a Target Search Page Location Flexible Bidding Strategy allows you to do and what it does not pay attention to and who should and should not use it. So, a search page location bid strategy automatically sets bids to run your ads on the first search engine result page. So basically what your intention in running this should be is that you're not paying attention, at least in the bidding management aspect, to anything other than ensuring that your ads show up somewhere on the first page of the search results for a given search query. And there are two settings you can apply to this. One is you can run your setting to go anywhere on the first page, and you can set that as your dictation. That's all you're concerned about, is you just want to be on the first page of the search results. And then the secondary setting is you can assign an intention to be in the top 3 search results. Okay, so if somebody searches for anything that you're running advertising for, you can dictate that you want your ad to show in the top 3 as often as possible. This strategy allows you to set a max CPC and a percentage increase or decrease. So let me elaborate on what that means. Just like in the manual cost per click bidding, you can set a max cost per click that you're willing to pay. So you can say, for instance, I don't want to pay more than $3 per click. Additionally, you can set a percentage increase or decrease in each flexible bidding strategy. And what that means is you can say, I want to be in the top 3 results, and I'm willing to pay 5% more than anybody else bidding for that position. So based on the bidding strategy and your quality score, you will say, my max cost per click is $3, and Google will estimate it's going to be $1.25 to be in the top 3. Then you can say, I want to bid 5% higher than that to ensure I outrank my competition, which is a really unique feature. You can also set a percentage decrease. So you can say, I want to be in the top 3 and I want to pay 5% less I'll bid 5% less than anyone else in that position. I'm not sure why exactly you would do that unless you had some specific strategic reason for doing it, which there are valid ones, but typically you'll set just a percentage increase. The third point to take into account is this does not pay attention to the cost per acquisition or return on investment. That is not what the focus of this bidding strategy is. So if you are going to employ a search page location bidding strategy, you need to be the person that's paying attention to your cost per acquisition and your return on investment. The advertising spend strategy is not going to do that for you. So the only concern with this strategy is in ensuring that you show up on the first page or in the top 3 of the first page. You need to be an involved advertiser and make sure that your cost per acquisition is in alignment with what you're actually spending and you're getting the ROI that you need from this advertising. The fourth point is that this is best for advertisers with a flexible budget. And what I mean by that is if you're bidding to be in the top 3 positions, you better not have a $25 a day budget, because you're going to run out very quickly depending on the advertising space that you're in. You could be in a competitive niche where the average cost per click is $5 a click, and you could be in a very easy niche and the average cost per click, or low price point niche and the average cost per click could be 25 cents a click. So these are things that you're going to need to take into account. Flexible bidding strategies do not make it so that you don't have to be an involved advertiser. They just it makes it easier to manage your bidding strategies, but you need to still manage the actual flexible bidding strategy. So if you're going to use a search page location bidding strategy, make sure that you've got enough budget to cover the cost of being in the top 3. And you'll need to determine what that actually means for your space. And I have several different industries that I work in, and each one has a different requirement. So it's just something that you're going to need to get in the trenches and figure out how much you need to actually spend to be in those positions, and what is your return on investment for those being in those top positions. And again, you're going to need to be the one paying attention to that. The fifth point I want to make on this is, for a search page location bidding strategy, you must be an involved advertiser. And I don't think there's ever a situation where you should not be an involved advertiser, but this one in particular is going to require that you pay a great deal of attention to your back-end data. And by back-end data, I mean your cost per acquisition, your return on investment, your click-through rates, and what these actual clicks are costing you, and is it penciling? Are you getting your money? Are you making a nice return? Are you breaking even? Are you losing money? You need to pay attention to these things so that you can dictate which flexible bidding strategy is going to be best for you, and if this is even a viable option for you. To give you a little background, this is a flexible bidding strategy that I use heavily. I've been doing this long enough to where I'm confident that I manage my back-end data well enough to say, okay, I want to be in a certain position on the page because I know that's going to give me X click-through rate, and if I have X click-through rate, then I worry about all of the conversion optimization once a user gets to my site. All I'm trying to do with my advertising is get users to my site. Very, very targeted users who are intent on getting a specific product or service, and that's how they found my advertising. And all I need from Google is to keep my ad in a certain position so that I can acquire those clicks, and then I'll convert them. I'll worry about the conversion process on my end, and I'll keep track of all of that data. And you know, that's my strategy, but I'm a very, very involved advertiser. I'm in and out of my campaigns all day long. So if you have the time to commit to being an involved advertiser and paying attention to all your back-end data and going in and managing the actual flexible bidding strategies, which I'll show you how to do in the setup video for this specific flexible bidding strategy, then this is a great strategy for you. If you have a very limited budget, and if you don't have a lot of time to invest, and if your tracking on your backside is not very good, if you're not keeping good cost per acquisition data, if you're not keeping good conversion tracking and paying attention to these numbers that are on your internal side, then this may not be the strategy for you. However, if you're an involved advertiser, if you're going to be on top of your numbers and your gross sales revenue and your net proceeds revenue and all of the data that you need to ensure this is going to be an effective strategy for you, then I highly recommend this strategy. So again, this will auto set your bids so that you can be within a designated place in the search results page. One important note is that this does not guarantee that you're going to be in a certain page on the search result page. For instance, I have certain campaigns where I designate that I want to be in the top 3, but oftentimes I'll look and I'm in position 4 or 5. And that could mean a number of things. It could mean that certain people have outbid me on this particular search query. It could mean my quality scores need to improve. It could mean a number of things. But the lion's share of the time, you'll be able to see with your total campaign average position where you are most of the time to most users. So I hope that gives you enough information, and we're going to go over exactly how to set these things up in the target search page location setup video.